Awakening to Reality, written by Zhang Bodan, also known as the true man of the purple yang, written in the 12th century. This is the first section, which consists of 16 poems. Poem 1. If you do not search for the great Tao, and do not leave the delusive paths, you may be endowed with worthiness and talent, but would you be a great man? 100 years of age are a spark sent forth from a stone. A whole lifetime is a bubble floating on the water. Ye only covet profit and emolument, and search for nothing more than glory and fame, without considering that your body covertly withers and decays. Let me ask you, even if you piled up gold as high as one of the sacred mountains, bribing impermanence would be impossible, wouldn't it? Poem 2. Whilst human life may have a span of 100 years, longevity or early death, exhaustion or accomplishment cannot be known in advance. Yesterday, you were the street riding on horseback. This morning, you're in a coffin. You are already a sleeping corpse. Your wife and your wealth are cast off. They are not in your possession. Retribution for your faults is about to come. Now you can hardly fool yourself. If you do not search for the great medicine, how can you ever come upon it? But coming upon it and not refining it, this is truly foolish and insane. Poem 3. If you study immortality, you should study celestial immortality. Only the golden elixir is the highest principle. When the two things meet, emotions and nature join one another, where the 5 agents are whole, dragon and tiger coil. Rely in the first place on the Wu and Jai, then act on going between them. Let husband and wife join together and rejoice. Just wait until the work is achieved, to have an audience at the northern portal, and in the radiance of a 9-fold mist, you will ride a soaring phoenix. Poem 4. This is the method of wondrous reality within reality, where I can depend on myself alone and different from all others. I know myself how to invert, starting from Li and Can. Who else can comprehend the floating and the sinking, and determine the host and the guest? If in the golden tripod you want to detain the mercury within the vermilion, first from the jade pond, set down the silver within the water. The cycling of the fire in the spiritual work before the light of dawn will cause the whole wheel of the moon to appear in the deep pool. Poem 5. The tiger leaps, the dragon soars. Wind and waves are rough. In the correct position of the center, the mysterious pearl is born. A fruit grows on the branches and ripens at the end of the season. Could the infant in the womb be different from this? Between south and north, the ancestral source causes the hexagram to revolve from daybreak to dusk. The fire times accord with the celestial axis. You should know the great concealment. While you dwell in the marketplace, what you need is there of entering the mountain depths and keeping yourself in stillness and solitude. Poem 6. All people on their own have the medicine of long life. It is only insanity and delusion that they cast it away to no avail. When the sweet dew descends, heaven and earth joins one another, and the yellow sprout grows. Can and Li conjoin. A frog in a well would say that there are no dragon layers, and how would a quail on a fence know that a phoenix nest exists? When the elixir ripens, spontaneously gold fills the room. What is the point of seeking herbs and learning how to roast the reeds? Poem 7. You should know that the source of the stream, the place where the medicine is born, is just at the southwest. That is its native village. When lead meets the birth of gooey, quickly you should collect it. If metal goes past the full moon, it is not fit to be savoured. Send it back to the earthenware crucible, seal it tightly, then add the flowing pearl so that they are matched for one another. For the medicine to weigh 1 pound, the 2/8 are needed. Regulate the fire times, relying on yin yang. Poem 8. Desist from refining the 3 yellows and the 4 spirits. If you seek for the common medicine, none of them is the real thing. When yin yang are of one kind, they conjoin. When the 2/8 match one another, they merge. The sun is red at the pool's bottom, and yin wondrously is exhausted. The moon is white at the mountain's peak, and the medicine puts forth new sprouts. The people of our time should comprehend true lead and mercury. They are not the common sand and quicksilver. Poem 9. The yin essence within yang is not firm substance. If you cultivate only this thing, you will only become ever more weak. Toiling your body by pressing and pulling is certainly not the way. Ingesting breath and swallowing mist is entirely foolish. The whole world recklessly tries to subdue lead and mercury. When will they be able to see dragon and tiger submitted? I exhort you to probe and grasp the place where one life comes to. Return to the fundament, revert to the origin, and you are a medicine king. Poem 10. Hold true lead firmly and seek with intention. Do not let time slip by. Just let the earthly pole soul seize the mercury in the vermilion, and you will have the celestial hun soul by itself, controlling the metal in the water. One can say that when the way is slothfully, dragon and tiger are subdued. And it may be said that when the virtue is hefty, God and demons are restrained. Once you know that your longevity equals that of heaven and earth, troubles and vexations have no way to rise to your heart. Poem 11. The yellow sprout and the white snow are not difficult to seek. To attain them, you must rely on deep virtuous conduct. The 4 images and the 5 agents all avail themselves of soil. And as for the 3 origins and the 8 trigrams, could they be separate from Ren? The refinement of numerous substances is difficult for us to comprehend. It dispels all evil spirits, and no demons will trespass. I am about to leave the secret instructions to all of you, but have never heard of anyone who appreciates them. Poem 12. In plants and trees, yin-yang are equal to one another. Let either be lacking, and they will not bloom. First the green leaves open, for yang is the first to sing. Then a red flower blossoms, as yin follows later. This is the constant Tao that everyone uses daily, but returning the true origin. Does anyone know about this? I announce to all of you who study the Tao, if you do not comprehend yin-yang, do not fiddle around. Poem 13. If you do not comprehend that within the mystery that there is an inversion, and then again an inversion, how can you know the beautiful lotus bud within the fire? Take the white tiger back home and nourish it. You will give birth to the bright pearl as round as the moon. Desist from guarding the furnace of the medicine and from watching over the fire times. Just settle the breathing of the spirit and rely on the celestial spontaneity. When all of yin is entirely dispelled, the elixir ripens. You leap out of the cage of the mundane and live 10,000 years. Poem 14. 3, 5, 1. All is in these 3 words, but truly rare are those who understand them. In past and present times, east is 3, south is 2. Together they make 5. 1 is north, west is 4. They are the same. Wu and Jai dwell on their own. Their birth number is 5. When the 3 families see one another, the infants coalesce. The infant is the one holding true breath. In 10 months, the embryo is complete. This is the foundation of entering sainthood. Poem 15. If you do not comprehend that true lead is the proper ancestor, the 10,000 practices will all be vain exercises. Leaving your wife and staying in idle solitude will separate yin-yang, and cutting off the grains will only cause your stomach to be empty. Herbs and trees and gold and silver are all dregs. Clouds and mists and sun and moon partake of haziness. And as for exhaling and inhaling, or visualizing and meditating, these pursuits are not the same as the golden elixir Poem 16. The scriptures of the immortals, 10,000 scrolls, all tell one thing. Only the golden elixir is the ancestor, the root. Relying on the other in the position of kun, it comes to life and acquires a body. Then it is planted within the house of Xian, in the place of conjunction. Do not marvel that the mechanism of heaven is now entirely disclosed. It is only because students are deluded and dull. If you are able to understand the central meaning of my poems, you will behold at once the Most High Elders of the Three Charities.